So a little bit more about this stuff that's going on in Iran. If we do attack and have no support from European allies or other countries in the Middle East or anywhere in the world, then we have the military might to take on the whole world. But what does that look like? Do you think that every single adversary is going to use their military might to fight our military might? Or are they going to use some non-traditional tactics, some cyber warfare, some attacks on the infrastructure, which is weak here and has not been maintained because we're paying for military. So there's a lot of weak points in our infrastructure. We're entirely dependent on our technology. Take down the internet, everything goes down. Everything's dependent on our networking. Satellites, we're dependent on satellites. If something happens to our satellites, they're part of the networking. You know, things like pharmacies can't function at all without, you know, the internet. You know, I mean, grocery stores, etc. Some places can go to paper for some things, but the things that those places require need the internet to get their stuff out, and just the whole thing comes to a halt because everybody is dependent on everybody else, and everybody is dependent on the internet. So that's a vulnerable place. You know, a lot of the countries in the Middle East are not quite so technologically advanced, and they'll be okay if they get shut down like that. You know, they're used to that. That's how they roll. So it's not a vulnerable thing for them. There's a lot of we're so gluttonous in this country compared to other countries. So we're so completely dependent on so many things just to survive. I should say, to keep our style of life functioning. But sudden change of lifestyle from, say, if you're used to, you know, having 3 meals a day and suddenly you can only have 1 small meal a day, that abrupt change does not go well. So obviously. But if you have a whole society that gets cut off of stuff like that, things start to get berserk. I don't have any examples offhand, and I could be slightly wrong. I don't think I am at all, because you take things away from people, even smaller fractions of things, and people start to revolt. But you take serious parts of their lifestyle away, what are they going to do? Pick up arms? That's already happening. That's why we're going to lose things. The dollar is going away if we go to war like this. Every country in the world is going to dump the US dollar, because the US dollar is what's keeping us afloat, and they don't want to have anything to do with keeping us afloat if we act like this. So the US dollar will be worth less, not just worth less, but almost worthless. And that's not going to be a comfortable scenario, to say the least. That means hyperinflation. That means, you know, in its extreme, I mean, we're going to go through what Venezuela's going through. And Venezuela's a little bit more used to going through rough times. We're not at all. So rooting on this war it's absurd. Don't do it. Don't fall for whatever they throw you away. Peace, y'all.